harmonic solution, the alternative to the polarity of the military and political solutions, calls for the immediate replacement of the current irregular measure with the harmonic standard of the 13-moon 28-day count. This replacement constitutes the long-awaited paradigm shift in human consciousness. It has been long prepared for. A vigorous movement to replace the current erroneous global timing standard persisted through the first 6 decades of the 20th century, only to be shelved by the powers that be. The very analysis and concern that engendered the first movement to replace the Gregorian calendar, the effects of an irregular measure on human behavior, is so dire that the concluding step must now be taken. Since the advent of the nuclear age, everything has changed but the way people think. Thus we drift toward unparalleled catastrophe, says Albert Einstein. To change the way people think, make one little change in their everyday life. Change the calendar. If we could send a man to the moon, we can change the calendar. This change will be the first step. The rest will come easily because with this change we shall have changed our mind and entered a new time. To make this one little change, we need a target date, and we need to mobilize a strategic alliance synchronization for Peace Force to mandate this change. The 13-moon 28-day count is the pragmatic application of the law of time. The discovery of the law of time was necessitated by evolution as the only way the deleterious effects of an erroneous timing standard on human consciousness could be offset. The law of time takes the radical view that time is a frequency, the universal frequency of synchronization. That the purpose of time is to synchronize, and that, therefore, a calendar is in harmony with the law of time to the degree to which it maximizes opportunities for synchronization. From the perspective of the law of time, the current macro-organizing standard is anything but synchronous, and hence contrary to the laws of nature. Synchronization produces harmony. Harmony is a function of beauty. The natural law of time is stated: energy factored by time equals art, where T, time, is the universal frequency of synchronization, mathematically expressed as the ratio 13:20. Beauty seems to be an intrinsic part of nature and perhaps even the organizing principle of reality. Scientists, in testing their theories, invariably find that the simplest, most elegant, most beautiful is the correct one. Rainbows, butterflies, and the periodic table are some examples of the intrinsic beauty. The world will be saved by beauty. The law of time formalizes this perception, and thereby provides a scientifically solid critique of the ugliness and social disharmony fomented by the irregular and artificial timing standards that control humanity today. By the same formulation, the law of time also establishes a vast and comprehensive definition of the fourth dimension, wanting until now precisely because of the embedding of all current perceptions in the erroneous timing standard. The mathematical order underlying the universal frequency of synchronization, ratio 13:20, describes a new order of reality, the synchronic order. The synchronic order governs the fourth dimension of reality, much as the laws of gravity, thermodynamics, and the special theory of relativity govern the third-dimensional order of reality. By taking into account the nature of the synchronic order, humanity's views on the third dimension will inevitably be altered into a greater conformity with the harmony of the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is defined as the primary mathematical order of time, governed by a centropic whole number system of ratios and fractals operating in a radial and non-linear manner. The third dimension is the world of manifestation and matter, which inevitably entropizes. Losing sight of the inherent harmony of the synchronic order, fixation on the increasing anomalies of the third dimension produces problems such as how to reckon what appear to be the extra hours, minutes, and seconds that occur every time the Earth orbits the Sun. To this seeming dilemma, the law of time asserts that number precedes manifestation. Therefore, manifestation must accord with number. Entropy and degradation cause manifestation to deviate from number and mathematical law. But mind must accord with and conform to mathematical law rather than with entropy and degradation. The timing standard in use causes the mind to conform with entropy and degradation. This is what must be corrected. Harmony can only produce harmony. From order comes order. From disorder you can only expect chaos. From disharmony can only come disaster. Irregular measure entropizes. Harmonic measure syntropizes. These are the contrasting values brought into focus by replacing an irregular macro-organizing principle with a regular one. Implementation of a globally unifying harmonic standard is the only hope for resolving all conflicts in time. A harmonic standard lifts all conflicts into a higher level dialogue of unification in time. The Harmonic Solution 13-Moon Calendar Change Peace Plan provides a. The opportunity to call a halt to the otherwise inexorable process of entropic degradation of society and environment, and b. Offers the resolution to establish new agreements, to renegotiate old treaties, and to create a new globally binding and unifying covenant for all people in a new time. This is what is needed to break the deadlocks, stalemates, and historically outmoded treaties and agreements now binding on humanity. The new globally unifying standard, the 13-Moon 28-day count, will institutionalize harmony, and thus create the advent of a synergistic order capable of resolving entropic disorder, because it is reflective of and rooted in the primordial whole number structure of the synchronic order of reality. In its entirety, this represents a new step and direction for human evolution, a step without which there might not be any creative future for humanity and the planet. Consciously using the 13-moon calendar to replace the erroneous measure of the artificial 12-month calendar is in itself an unprecedented act of human self-reflective consciousness. Collective adaptation to the 13-moon calendar is an intrinsic heightening of consciousness which rapidly awakens the telepathic programming inherent in human biology, frustrated for so long for not having been allowed development in the correct timing frequency. The analysis, the historical precedents, and now the affirming authority of the law of time render the harmonic solution the only way to immediately bring about world peace. All that is lacking is the will to synchronization among all the good-hearted people, groups and organizations otherwise committed to peace, a better environment, and human spiritual well-being in general. How to accomplish world peace is to galvanize the human will to synchronization on behalf of the establishment of a genuine time of harmony and peace. This can only come about through the simple but highly radical and paradigm-altering act of exchanging the current macro-organizing system of the Gregorian calendar for the harmonic order of the 13-moon 28-day count. All other localized calendar systems will be kept intact, but they will be coordinated by a new standard, a standard that promises harmony instead of disaster, order instead of chaos, peace instead of war.